Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I cannot believe that we are here in June. Like, first off, where did May go? But really, where did the first 5 months of the year go? So, if you are here with us, please pop into the chat, say hey. As always, I love knowing where you're growing from. Tell us your state or your zone or whatever works for you. And I would love to know what kind of seeds you're planning on planting in June, if anything. And if not anything, maybe you're going to take the summer off. That's fine too. Just tell us down into the chat. So excellent. Excellent. Well, hello, Habitual Hobbies. Good to see you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Javier, welcome. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Welcome. They're having a warm one in southern Missouri today. It was a pretty warm one here, I think, but I made a promise that I would rest this weekend. And so I have done tiny bits, I think maybe for the entire weekend outside of watering. I spent an hour or so, maybe 2 hours this morning, working on a project that needed to be recorded, and it was time sensitive. So I got it done, and that is going to be actually it's about that the cucumber condo. So I served an eviction notice to the grubs today, and I'm working on a video for that for you all. And so that was kind of fun, but I cannot like I have just finished planting out my spring garden, and all at once, I am thinking about my summer planting, because we start our fall planting in July here, depending on what the different types are. And so um, I just ordered some more seeds because I don't have enough seeds, right? Who has enough seeds? But I just found, and I had seen her channel a long time ago. My hair is bugging me here in the screen here. I'll try not to be too bugged by it. But I had seen her channel. Her name is Elise Pickett, and her channel is Urban Florida Homestead or something like that. I'll find it in a minute and share it with you. But she has basically an heirloom Florida seed club. And so, of course, I had to join because who doesn't want to grow things that grow really well where you are? And so I'm very excited about that. Very excited about that. So excellent. Excellent. Hey, Jack, good to have you here. Jack, you're still in 9B, right? Jack Gardens in Florida in 9B. Habitual Hobbies is in Missouri. Hey there, Valentine Alice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I agree, Jack can never have enough seeds. It's just not possible. And so today I just opened another box from Johnny Seeds because I was frustrated that I thought I was out of, so this will be funny. Y'all appreciate this. I thought I was out of the Katrina. I messed up seed starting on the Katrina, which are going into the cucumber condo. And I thought I didn't have any more seeds. So I went to Johnny's to order more seeds because I couldn't find these. And then when I opened the box, there were no Katrina seeds in the box because I didn't actually order them. But I did. But I did order some Tasty Jade, which is an Asian variety, which should also do really, really well. It's also parthenocarpic and will grow longer cucumbers. And then I ordered some Petch Siam, which should be, this is a hybrid Asian eggplant. And so the other funny thing about this is I found my Petch Siam after I ordered this too. So, it's just a lovely thing. Just a lovely thing. Then past that, I was watching our Freedom Song Homestead channel on YouTube, and she had the most beautiful sunflowers. I don't know, this packet won't show up too well, but look at that sunflower there. And so I had to order some of these because they were just too beautiful. I would love to have that kind of pop of color out in the garden. So let's see here. Jack is heading. Oh, Jack, safe travels. We can't wait to see what kind of cool things start happening in the Idaho gardens over the summer. So thank you for that. We look forward to you sharing that for sure, for sure. Alex says, my Katrinas are producing tiny cucumbers and you haven't even planted them out yet. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I can see. Yeah. You don't want to start any more seeds till everything that's got started gets out where it belongs. I had about, from the seeds that I tried starting, round one of seed starting was about 75% successful. Round two of seed starting was more like 10% successful. And that kind of sucked. I was kind of sad about that. But it really just, I was starting seeds outside. I don't have a grow lab like you, Jack, yet right now. And so I started the seeds, and then I put them in the cucumber mesh over here. And then we didn't have any sun for 3 days. And I think that just really threw them off their game. That's my opinion, because they just didn't come up. And so, so I've restarted more things. I did some direct sowing, and I'm not going to let that bother me because it's just seeds. And so seeds aren't cheap, but they're also not the most expensive thing that you have in the process of growing. And I had my helper was here last weekend, and when we found the seeds, I made that video. He was like, wow, you bought some expensive seeds. This was $6. I said, well, one of the things you have to watch, and I know y'all already know this, one of the things you have to watch, number one, when you're buying a packet of seeds, is by the weight. You're buying them often by the weight. In this case, Johnny's is guaranteeing that you'll get at least 30 seeds in here. I opened a pack of seeds from Dollar General, 2 different packs, by the weight. And one had 4 big old nasturtium seeds in it, and the other had 10. And so what I was trying to explain to him is, like, I may have paid a lot more for this packet of seeds, but I've gotten more seeds. And plus, compared to what you get, like if it was a pepper plant, my peppers right now I probably have 30 bell peppers on, and I'm going to let most of them turn colors. And so those at the grocery store are $1.50 to $2 per pepper. And so I've got $80 or $90 worth of peppers right there. And if it had been seeds, in this case, it was starts for $5, plus the love and care that I'm going to do anyway, because it helps my mental health on top of everything else. So, so those were the seeds that I bought this week. And have any of you tried, it's not going to show because I've got the green screen on. Let me see. This is it's not going to work. It is called a seed. What do they call it? A seed sower, seed planter. And so it's got a little, you can probably see the angle on it. Maybe here, I'll go here. And so it's got this little tube here. And then you can set a dial as to the size of your seeds to help you just slowly dip seeds out. So if you guys have any tips on these, if you've ever used one of these before, I don't know how in the middle of what I'm doing to take my green screen off. Let's see if I can figure that out for half a second. Virtual background. None. Let's see if that lets me show it. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So looks like that. And it has numbers through 1. And 1 is a very tiny little notch there, all the way up to, actually, there's even a 0. Like, I'm not sure what size seed is. Oh, I guess they close it. 1s and 0s on and off. And then a 5 looks big enough to let a cucumber seed or a pumpkin seed or something through. So if y'all have ever used one of these before, do share. I would love to know. I would love to know that. So thank you. Thank you. Yes. No, I'm not. So yes, I was lurking on the Roots and Refuge live earlier, and unfortunately I didn't quite finish getting the answer I was hoping for, but I shouldn't say hoping for, but the advice was great. And so I asked Jess on the Roots and Refuge live, like, you guys know, we have this adjacent property, and I know we're going to get it cleared so that we can put about a ½ acre of garden in there. And so the real question was, that I asked Jess is, what would you prioritize in getting ready for a future garden? And I loved the answer because it was wood chips and a tarp. And I would have never thought to tarp it over. And so I really like that idea a lot. So I'm really glad I asked that question. And thank you, Alex, for mentioning that, because it made me really like, oh yeah, that is. And I knew that she would have something that I hadn't thought of, because she's already, she's on her third homestead now. And so I was really grateful for that answer. And I have time. And so I can get I think there's like these reused billboard tarps. You can get a really heavy tarp, something that I could go out there and just do one section at a time. I think you can get them like in a 20 by 40. And so I can do 800 square feet at a time with one of those, and just slowly, once we get the initial thing cut down, because it'll be at least a year before I can do a lot of those things over there. And with Moose's medical expenses last week, we had to dip into the savings. And so there is that. So thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. No problem. Mentioning about the seeds. Yeah. And so, yeah, $50 worth of broccoli, carrots. It is really interesting, the value proposition from seeds. And if you're not used to that, though, if you're used to seeing like at Dollar General, cheap seeds, or at Dollar Tree, and I'm not knocking the seeds, but you're getting smaller packets. And that is okay, especially if you only want to grow a few things. And so it's always just a balance, trying to get things to grow and figure out how many seeds you need. Like, I didn't plant nearly enough tomatillo seeds to make sure that I had backups in case the snails got the ones I planted. I mean, I'm going to get better at this. I swear, after 5 years, you would think I'd learned enough stuff, but there's still so much to learn. So Alex, I think you're talking about the seed planter here. Thank you. I'm going to try it. I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll make a little short video about it and see if it helps Miss Arthritis Hands here and doing that stuff. And so cool. And they do, right? They do sell tarps for that, silage tarps. Okay. That's okay. Silage tarps. I've heard it called that too. So that's pretty cool. But I cannot believe that I'm already, I did literally already thinking about fall. And so I have the sweet potatoes already in the ground. Roselle is growing. Okra is growing very slowly, though. I thought it was interesting. The okra feels like it's really creeping at the moment. The Roselle is not. They were planted at the same time and transplanted a day apart. And the Roselle my okras are still about this tall, and the Roselle is already this tall. So we will see. We will see what grows there. But I'm looking at some collards that I would like to plant. And there were a few other items in urban. Oh man, I need to find her urban. Let me find this real quick. The Urban Harvest. So it is the Urban Harvest. I'll put a link to her channel in here, because she is also a Florida gardener. She's somewhere in Central Florida, I believe. And so really good advice, solid advice, knows a whole lot about growing in Florida, grows on an urban lot. And so a lot of good stuff there from her. So it was kind of fun to be able to support her channel and support her seed business. So that'll be fun to see how those grow on. And I will share those once they come in. I think it sounds like it's going to be a quarterly delivery of seeds. And so I will keep you all posted as more seeds come in. I did order a few other seeds from her as well, because she had this interesting video that I came upon yesterday as well. And it was plant this, not that. And she offered some tropical vegetable ideas that will do much better in Florida than their counterparts. One of them being a spicing pepper, I think she called it, and they're a lot smaller than a bell pepper. And then just some other varieties. So that's a video worth watching if you pop over to her channel and you are in the Florida hot and humid climate. So another question here. Alex asked, do I enjoy rhubarb? That would be a fun perennial. I have never tasted rhubarb, but my understanding is below zone or higher than zone 8, it can't take our heat. And so I have not tried it here. I did see it sold in the local big box store, but that doesn't say much to me because they also are selling peach trees that require way more chill hours than we get here. And so, speaking of peaches, actually, I got to show y'all this. I am committed. I am committed that next year I am going to do a ridiculously better job with my peach tree, because I can tell you that I stopped at a roadside stand, and it was in the city. It wasn't out in the country. And I bought these peaches and they look delicious. And I'm going to eat one probably tomorrow. They're not quite as soft as I like them for eating, but this is 15 peaches, and the Orchard Fresh roadside stand for this quantity of peaches. Y'all put your guesses. Maybe some of you follow me on Instagram. I shared it there. Put your guesses in the comments as to how much these peaches cost yesterday. And again, it's 15 peaches. It was the largest basket that they sold. I would love for you guys to share that. So, yeah, I've never tried rhubarb. It's not here. It's just not something that's here. I saw a strawberry. I picked up a strawberry rhubarb pie, but I let it dry freeze before I got to eat it, so I didn't get to taste it. So I've never even tasted rhubarb. It looks very interesting to me. Okay, we have one guess at $8. Any other guesses? Alex, I'm going to tell you that you are low. You are low, just so you know. So, but that blew my mind. And so that just made me realize I need to make sure I'm doing a better job with my own peaches. So it is definitely a thing. Oh, strawberry rhubarb. Here we go. Strawberry rhubarb pie is delicious. And I know it's tough going back and forth. I know the comments you guys are a little delayed on what I'm showing. Oh, Alex, you're getting warmer. You're getting warmer. You could almost double it again. Can you believe that? $30. $30 for basically $2 per peach. And yeah, but I wanted a couple of big peaches because we only had really small peaches on the tree like this year. And so you basically got 2 bites in a pit. And so it's because I didn't fertilize them soon enough. And I didn't, I got them pruned this year. So I'm making progress. So yeah, brother. Oh, brother is right. I'd already stepped up to the plate. I already decided how many I wanted. He goes, we have this size, this size, this size, this size. I said, I want the biggest one back there. He goes, that is $30. And I went, oh, I'm really glad I have $30 in my purse. This is good. Holy moly. I'm hoping they're delicious. I will know tomorrow. I like them a little bit softer. And so I like them. I think, and the ones that I had for my tree were delicious. They were just tiny. And so my neighbor said she bit into at lunch and then spilled peach juice down her shirt at lunch. I thought, oh, that just made me happy. I'm sorry that she had a laundry problem, but that made me happy. That made me happy. So, so I guess, as I think about the land across the way, just as soon as I can get someone who will walk over with me to help me film, because I want to be able to watch where I'm walking, and not just be trying to carry the camera and go walk backwards over there. We will get a little shot of the little bit of work we've had done. And now I've learned a lot more about what I want. And so we're definitely have made the decision on where we're going to lay out the garden area back there. And then I guess a bridge comes to mind. I got to work on that so we can get across. But it really was, I will say that May just felt so productive in the garden. I haven't really, and I think I may have shared this on one of the vlogs over the last week. I haven't really done day-long projects or multi-hour projects out in the garden very much since the fall. And so my knee was really hurting. I had a death in the family. Then I had to have an unexpected hernia surgery, and so it was just one thing after another. And then and I was actually supposed to have my knee surgery last year so that by the time gardening season came, I would be, up and going. And so that had to be delayed because of the unexpected hernia surgery. And so I think, I'm trying to slow down just a little. So I'm not very good at it, but I think I said this last week. I come from a long line of people who don't know how to slow down. So Alex says she would like to start with some fruit trees soon in containers, of course, right? So if you're going to do, in containers, you should check out Anne of All Trades, because she talks about why you should use bare root trees instead of buying the potted trees. And I will say I have done both, and I've killed both. So I'm an expert at killing them. This big batch that I had in the back behind Orchard Row, I got a bunch of those on sale as bare root trees, and I lost four. I lost four of, like, I think I bought 12 or 15 trees, and I lost four of them. And then I've bought a lot of my citrus have already come in a pot, and they were pretty expensive. My avocado tree, I can't even imagine what an avocado tree would cost now. My avocado tree 5 years ago was I think around $140. So, but at any rate, Anne of All Trades gave some really great advice in explaining what to do with the trees and sort of understanding the difference, because you can save a lot of money with a bare root versus something that's already potted from the nursery. And so you already have mineral tubs, you already have pots, right? So why do that? I will say probably the biggest problem that I had with my bare root trees, and it's not the nursery's fault, is they got stuck out of sight, out of mind, and they missed a good bit of irrigation during their first year in the pot. Like, they got irrigated really, really well for the first month or so. And then after that, that's when I had to travel, the death in the family, blah, blah, blah. And then they kind of got left to their own devices for 5 months, 4 months, just with whatever they got from nature. And so I can't really complain. That was all on me, which is why I set that new rule that I have. I have a rule for my own garden now, is seeds don't count, but I can't buy plants. I can't buy fruit trees. I can't buy plants unless I have a plan to get them planted within 24 hours. And so that is my new commitment to myself, so I don't waste money killing things. And so actually I lost another one too. I lost a pawpaw. So I lost a pawpaw, but I got one pawpaw now. And now I need to get a different pawpaw because they can't be a clone of each other in order to produce fruit. So there we go. Yeah, seeds don't count. Seeds don't count. Anne of All Trades. Yeah, Anne, and she's got a great channel as well. She has a lot of lazy gardening stuff. I enjoy watching Anne. Tell me in the comments. We've talked about Roots and Refuge. Everybody knows Epic Gardening. We've got Anne of All Trades. I've got the Urban Harvest. Who are some of your other favorite gardener creators? I would love to know, because I am learning so much. You look something up and you're trying to learn. I've actually thought about doing like a recap of the best tips of the week or something. I'm trying to figure out how I would do that and keep it organized, but I'm not sure. I'm quite ready for that just yet, but I'm going to keep trying. I have enjoyed doing the vlog content. I am grateful for everybody who has come and commented on the vlogs. I'm not making, I was trying to make like 2 pieces of educational content a week, but I just haven't been able to put that all together. And so I noticed that Jess from Roots and Refuge was doing a daily vlog thing. And I don't know that I'll do a vlog daily. It'll be integrated with some of the educational and how-tos and other things, other projects in the meadow. But I figure I'm just grabbing my camera and taking it outside with me. And if it's a day that something is worth sharing, I'm just going to share it and make a video and move on. And so I've shared a lot over this past week because everything is just popping. It's just popping. And so there may not be quite as much next week, but there may be. Who knows? So I appreciate you guys' support on that, and hopefully I'm sharing things that are interesting and helpful as well. And so, oh, good, we got some good names here. We got Acre Homestead, super. I'll go look that up. Bree Ellis. I think I've heard you mention Bree before too, Alex. Shepherding Pepperidge Farm and Dearest Garden. This is cool. Other than Bree Ellis, I've never heard of any of these. So thank you very, very much for those. I'm gonna let's see, can I star them for a second so I can find them again in a minute? There we go. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that'll work. And come back and grab, like, oh, look, I'll just do a screenshot. Here we go. Now that I grabbed them all together, boom, unstar, 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 unstar. There we go. So I got the little, hopefully that screenshot worked. Oh no, don't have to stop there. I love it. I love that you have so many channels for sure. If anybody else has any they'd like to share, please do. We would appreciate that. Oh, okay. I would appreciate that. Wendy does a lot of Vietnamese plants and cooking. I went on my way to therapy. There's a nail salon in the same, my physical therapy. There's a nail salon in the same mall, and I saw them walking in with a harvest basket, and I could see the plant. And I'm pretty sure I know what the plant was. I think it's what Mom calls a fish plant, and it's Rao something, but before I could catch up with them, they waved at me because they've seen me coming to therapy every day. They waved, but before I could catch up with them, they were already in the shop because I was absolutely, totally going to walk up and say, okay, what are we having for lunch? Is that going in some pho? Are you making bun bao wei, or what are you making today for lunch? And so I lost my chance to do that. So hopefully it'll happen another day. I can ask. So be very interesting to check out Wendy's channel. So thank you. And I'll share that with Mom as well. We are trying to convince Mom to just start a channel and just start cooking and stuff on channel, but she's still not sure. And so one of the things I asked her if she would do is let me interview her for ideas for things to do with some of the stuff. And she was rattling off today how many different ways she uses cucumbers. And it was like rapid fire. And I couldn't even like keep up. I was like, Mom, I'm going to have to interview you. She goes, I don't want to be on camera. I was like, no. I'll interview you. I'll go back, listen to the recording, get the transcript so I can write a script and share with people all the different ways that you are using cucumbers. Today's was, she was literally using the cucumber as the base salad. And I think she told me she had sugar, fish sauce, and lime. And she shredded, I think she said she shredded the cucumber and then topped it with chopped rotisserie chicken. And I thought, that sounds really good. That sounds really, really good. I think that's funny. I think y'all told me that last time. I'm drinking through the meadow. So now I don't know, particularly for me, I think that the thing that we don't think about in your areas, like a lot of you are in more northern spaces. I know, Alex, you are, like, you're getting your seeds out for your spring garden and your spring to summer garden. And as I am thinking about that fall garden, the things that will grow into the cooler months, one of the things that I'm going to do is I am hoping to find some great cuttings off of my beefsteak tomato and the cherry tomato and go ahead and pot those up and get them protected a little bit and get some roots on them. So when those other ones come out, I have some more to put in, because I think, and I did this 1 year before and I just left them out. And so I don't think I'll leave them all out because they're in pretty terrible shape and I don't think they'll stay in great shape. But plant them, especially on the cherry tomatoes and I have a cocktail tomato as well, because they'll grow up until it freezes. And for us, even if they don't blush, if we just get a whole bunch of green tomatoes, they make a great sour substitute in a soup. And so it doesn't matter. I mean, I like the red tomatoes. I want them to blush and to turn and get ripened, but they don't have to. And so one year I remember I'd left them on the vine up until the night that we were supposed to have freezing temperatures. And then I went out and harvested like 7 pounds of green tomatoes, and they lasted all year in the freezer. And whenever Mrs. Michelle was making soups or things like that that needed a little sour kick, she would pull out green tomatoes and throw in there. And so that was kind of fun as well. So thanks, Alex. Yeah, the cucumber salad sounded so delicious. So delicious. I asked mom to please have little sis just type it up, just talk it to her and type it up for me, because I want to try it. I really do want to try that. So the other things as we go into fall here is, we start thinking about our brassicas. Now I think July is going to be too soon for planting out the brassicas. In fact, I don't even know. I have to go look when to plant. This is how I don't know. I do the stand in the yard too on my phone. When to plant broccoli seed in Florida, zone 9B. And let's see what we get here. Mid-August. And so mid-August. So it may take a little bit longer, but not much longer. It'll be August before we know it. And so all of our brassicas will be going out for our fall and winter. I'll probably do some Brussels sprouts. I know I'm going to do some collards. We'll see how long the squash hang on there. And so I don't know. I just think there's lots of food still to be had from the garden. My squash is just getting started. So hopefully in through the summer heat, it will hang on there really, really well. Let's see. Well, what do you guys have any other questions? I've shared so much this week on the vlogs. I don't feel like I have a lot to say, but maybe you guys have some other questions. So, oh, perfect. Perfect, Alex. Thank you. Did I pick that pepper? Thank you for reminding me. I did not pick the pepper yet. So I have my very first red bell pepper. And thanks to Alex, I now know that because it's already started turning, I can actually bring it in and put it on the counter and it will continue to ripen. But I did learn this, Alex, because I did a little research. Peppers don't ripen in the same way that a tomato does. Like a tomato reacts to ethylene gas, so you could put it in a bag with some bananas or something, and the off-gassing of the bananas will help the tomato ripen faster. Peppers won't do that, but they will, once they have started ripening, they will continue to ripen to a certain point if they started ripening enough. And I think they need to be more than blushing, but I'm not sure. So I will be picking that one tomorrow morning when it's fresh and sweet and full of moisture from the night air. And so I'll do that. Jess said I saw this on something like a few years ago, and I really liked this idea. And if I've mentioned this before, I thought it was pretty cool. Like, there are things that should be picked in the morning, things that are juicy, things that you want to hold water. So like cucumbers would be something you would pick in the morning, but something like a tomato, you really want to pick it in the evening after it's had a hot day, maybe not even water it that day, so that the flavors of the tomato are more concentrated. And so I really like that idea. And I'm sure that applies to some other things too. Like if I was making these cucumbers, honestly, into a salad where I really wanted to soak them up, we already put salt on them to dry them out. It might even be better to pick the cucumbers at the end of the day if I was going to make a salad with them to get more moisture out of them instead. So I don't know. Be interesting depending on how you plan on using it for sure. Let's see here. All right. Alex is starting broccoli and Brussels sprouts for the fall, but they'll be in the house until mid-September because it's still be just too hot. It's still just going to be too hot for sure. And so, and yes, to the time of day, changing the flavors and textures. It blows my mind how nature works. I thought I would share a different, I always thought when I started doing these lives that I would be able to sit on my patio or sit in the garden studio and do the lives. Now, eventually I may be able to get to the garden studio. I think I can get the Wi-Fi working out there, but it is too bright behind me in the garden. in order to sit out there. The camera just can't make up the difference. So my next best thing is I'm in my office and I have a green screen behind me and I post a picture, whatever. This time I got the tomato jungle. I got the tomato jungle here. That's the tomato jungle. Look at that. From the ground up to the sky, that tomato plant shall fly. And I saw a hornworm today. So I fed them to the fishes, but they were happy. I was happier. And I sprayed on there some of the beneficial nematodes as well. So maybe that will help with some of those things. The beneficial nematodes are pretty interesting. I was reading about them. And so the idea is that you're putting these basically parasites, positive parasites, beneficial parasites into your soil. And there are different kinds. And I didn't know this part. So and you'll see this in the video, but when you're here on the live, you get previews of stuff that's coming. It was a 3-pack and there was two different ones that are for pests that go by. And so one of those attacks fleas and flea larvae. The other one attacks flies. And one of them said raspberry borers. So I'm hoping it also would include like a vine borer. And then the one that I originally was buying was for grubs. And so this parasite will find a way to enter into the grub, and the grub will be its host for its food to grow and reproduce. And it just continues to work until there's either no more food to eat, the grubs, or and may die off, or it may keep reproducing. But the whole set of packet was enough to do like 1,600 square feet. So I ended up, and you have to use it all. You can't just leave it. So I ended up spraying every garden bed except for like one. I couldn't get the hose to reach. And so I sprayed almost every garden bed and still had some left over. So I sprayed the grass where the outdoor cats like to roam in the grass. And hopefully that will get some of the fleas as well. Maybe some grubs under the earth. I don't know. But we definitely in that bed. And I wish I had kept a picture of every time I did. This bed was covered over. And so every time I would go out there to work on another part of it or test something or look at something, I would look up and there would just be these June bugs all in the top where they'd come up out of the soil. And they came out of the soil that was below my delivery soil. So they burrowed up 8 inches to come out. And I probably took more than 50 of them out of that garden bed. And so as of right now, we have 0 June bugs in there. So 0 June bugs and lots of beneficial nematodes. So I have, talking about recording with your phone, I have had that problem happen with my phone. I don't record on my phone as frequently now. Sometimes I'll use it for B-roll or extra shots. But I have just so fallen in love with working on the GoPro that I don't. But I am starting to notice that some of my microphones and stuff have gotten wet and they've got a little short in them. So I've got to do some testing now. I may be looking at getting a new microphone pretty soon because it's just gotten too staticky. And so it may be that I need to put the wind thing on there. It's so hard, at least for me. And I don't know how other creators who I see, you know, Mark from Self-Sufficient Me with his microphone pinned to here, and Millennial Gardener wearing his microphone. I think James Prigioni also wears his pretty low, but I keep struggling with trying to get it at the right spot where I'm not hitting it with my hands, but also so that my shirt's not pulling down when I'm wearing a shirt. I was even thinking about taking shirts like this and putting in some buttonholes and maybe a little backing in there to sort of make it a little stiffer. Just because I've already spent the money on this microphone. I'd like it to sound good. I hate when I hit it and when it bumps and when it falls over. So, yep. So there we go. There we go. Yes, the hornworms are here. The hornworms are here. I know I keep talking about my GoPro. I have had it now for 1.5 years. And I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I bought the microphone separately. And so I'm just going to keep learning. You know, that is one of the benefits of having the channel is I'm able to take the earnings that I make, whether I'm promoting a garden bed or the money I earn from YouTube, you know, I feel good about the things that I recommend. I don't recommend things that I won't use or wouldn't buy again or those kind of things. And so I do earn commissions for those, and I save those up to help me buy more things. And so it's this cycle of saving the money from the earnings so that I can do more things to make more videos, and saving the money to do the earnings. And so, but it's okay because that helps fund the channel. So when you guys do use my link, it is greatly appreciated. In fact, I should mention to you guys, in the event that there's anybody who hasn't heard yet, the Epic Gardening Memorial Day sale is going on through tomorrow, and they still have some, excuse me, they still have a lot of stuff on the site on sale. Oh, I'm sorry, I typed in, I went too fast there. Let me type this in. And so if you use my link, micheleinthemeadow.com/epic, this will take you right to the the Memorial Day sale. And then you can use the code MEADOW, but I think if you go through that link, it automatically applies it and take an extra 5% off. And so they have these garden boxes, which I don't really want to, I don't want a garden bed quite this low. They have these garden boxes though. And what's really interesting, I'm going to actually show y'all this. They've gotten this new style garden box here, but they have the greenhouse to go over the top of it. So a little cold frame that fits right on top of it, and a frost cover. And I saw a net. I guess it's not going to show me that one. And some bug netting. And so I thought that was pretty cool. If you're looking for something that is a wooden style bed, but you need all of these little features, that might be something that's pretty nifty. I like gardening taller than this. Maybe this would be for me something like corn or some things, or some amaranth or something that grows really tall. That was the other learning thing that I did this week, was thinking about as I'm pulling weeds and stuff, I somehow planted things that should have been in the tall bed and the low bed, and things in the tall bed that should have been, and vice versa, right? So something that's on a trellis where it's growing up, does it really need to be in a waist high bed? Maybe not. Maybe it would have been better off in a lower bed, giving me more growing space on the trellis for the plant. Whereas the bok choy, which I have in a low bed, probably should have been in a taller bed. It'll be a lot easier to harvest, you know, standing waist high than bending over, even in a 15-inch bed. And so I just think those things, it's just all about putting things in practice and learning and trying and growing. And so you don't learn if you aren't trying and experimenting things. So but just want to share that with you guys. The other thing I have coming in is from Garden in Minutes. And Garden in Minutes is, they make the irrigation grids that I love, but they sent me a message and said, hey, listen, we took all of your input and the input of the other gardeners who have reviewed our products, and we've made things better, and we would like you to see if you think they're better. And so I'm expecting that in the next few weeks. And so there'll be yet another garden assembly review, because I want to see if it's easier, like getting the paper off was a problem. It was really fiddly with the nuts. And so it'll be interesting to see the improvements. I'm looking forward to that. So I'll make sure I keep you guys posted for when that comes out as well. So have another sip here. Actually, I think I'll have a sip of water. Now, I would like your input on something. I want to do something silly because I think it will be funny. And so I bought some wiggly eyes. I'm thinking about hiding them around the garden, or having somebody in the family hide them around the garden. So when I'm out doing a garden tour or something, you know, these eyes are looking back at me. I don't know if you think that would be funny or not. Let me know in the comments. So, 100%, Alex. Learn so much from just trying by doing than reading or watching people do it. Yeah, I like to watch it and then get an idea and then go try to break it for myself and try things, Again, granted, the garden beds aren't cheap, but seeds are cheap. And long term, you have to have dirt anyway for stuff, right? And so you need dirt, you need good soil. And so you just try stuff. Just try stuff. You just try stuff. Okay, fair. Fair. That's what I'll do. I'll have Mrs. Michelle go out and stick them on some things and just for fun. I don't know. I just think it will be funny. I have enjoyed laughing more on my videos this past week. I realized, I didn't realize I was so serious in a lot of my educational content and my how-tos and my reviews and stuff. And so it's not because I'm trying to be super serious. Like I'm a nerd, so I'm pretty serious about a lot of stuff, but I get so focused. And I may have shared this with you guys last month. I get so focused on running the camera, making sure the mic's working, making sure the batteries are charged. Is the camera pointing in the right direction? Even with all the great things that I have with the GoPro, now what am I going to say? And is this the part I was going to say this, and writing the script? And so I spend so much time when I'm in front of the camera trying to make sure that the behind the camera is working like it should, that I don't often have time to find things funny, because if I mess up, I just start over. And I have found that with the vlog content, it's making that all a little bit easier. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited about that. Here we go. Oh, that would be funny. Put on a melon or squash while it's growing and watching it further apart. Oh, maybe on the Trombosino squash as it gets big out like this. That'd be good. That'd be good. I like that. Well, I think tonight I don't have another 15 minutes or 20 minutes worth of, actually, I lie. I probably have another 5 minutes worth to ask. Somebody asked in the comments a few days ago, what high quality sunscreen I would recommend. So I want to begin with, I am not recommending this. This is what I am trying. And I am going to be trying, this is called Sky and Sol. Sky and Sol. It is a face and body sunscreen. What is interesting about it is it's made with all edible ingredients. And so it's got tallow, non-nano zinc oxide, jojoba, lecithin, beeswax, silica, vitamin E, and radish root. I am going to test it and try it out in the garden, but then I'm also going to take it with me to the dermatologist to talk with her about it and make sure that she thinks this is okay too. And so if it feels like if it's all edible ingredients, it's there. Now it is, and like everything else, it says, and the print is so small. Got such old eyes. Ingredients sourced from around the world, mixed in China, and then the company address is in, looks like Delaware. And so, but they did have a batch number on this. And so manufactured for and distributed by Sky and Sol. Yeah, ingredients sourced from around the world. So I will let you all know how this is and how this is. So the SPF on this is 50 SPF. It's clear back here, 50 SPF. And so that's what I've been using, is about a 50. And I was using Bare, I think it's called, not Bare Essentials, but it was one that they sold at Target. But mine is expired. And so I wanted to get some fresh ones. So I am not translucent, even though I look translucent. I have probably from the years of being outside, I don't burn that easily. So I got burned last week, but it was because I had on a tank top and forgot to put on sunscreen, so, and I only got burned in the places that normally don't ever see the sun. So, Bare Minerals, I think that's what it was. Let's see, Bare Republic, actually not Bare Minerals, Bare Republic was the one that I had tried, and I had a 50, and I'd even bought one that was like a baby. Actually, this is the exact one that I had and had been using. and not unhappy with it. I just saw this other one. Let's see here. I can show the screen. Not unhappy with it. I just, it ran out, and I got a commercial. I think probably because I was talking about it. Someone asked, someone asked in the comments, and I said I was looking at some more, and then I got an ad for some more. And so this is the one that I was using for quite a while. And I was, again, not unhappy, but it's also only a 50. I have never seen an 80. I've never seen an 80. So that's interesting. So, and you really, and the trick, right, is to put it on and then reapply. Period. That you can't just put it on once and then be out in the sun all day and get in the water or get all sweaty and not reapply it. So that's the other part of it. But I did have to have a couple of years ago a pre-C thing taken off my nose, and so then I decided I better start getting pretty serious about that. So my friends, wow, this was nice tonight. I know we're in a nice small little group here, but I'm going to continue doing these lives. I'm not quite ready to do more frequently than once a month, but I love a chance to share with you all and catch up and hear what's growing on where you guys are as well. If you do not know some of the other folks in the chat, Habitual Hobbies has a channel up in Missouri, so you should check out Habitual Hobbies channel. I'll put the link there as well. And let's see, we'll put that in here. And also Geeky Gardens, who I saw in the chat earlier. If there's anybody here that wasn't, that I haven't said hello and you want to say goodbye, feel free to pop in and say goodbye. And so Geeky Gardens is the other creator that was on here today. And Geeky Gardens is south, somewhere close enough to see rockets take off. I've heard him mention that. And so a little bit warmer. I think he said we haven't had a frost date in a while. That was what he said last month. And so, so yeah, I love supporting other creators. Everybody is so supportive of me. And so thank you all for all the love that you show the channel and for all the sweet messages that I've gotten. I know a few of you have been worried that I've been doing too much. And so you were right. I was wrong, and I'm trying to do better. Today, I got out and did my little bit of work. I was in the house before 9 a.m. And then I put my behind in a chair, edited some videos, and went and sat in the recliner almost all day until time for this. So, Daytona Beach area. Okay, Jack, thank you. I knew you said you could see the rockets from where you were. So, physical therapy next week is 3 days. So I'm coming down from 5 days, 4 days, and now 3 days, plus physical therapy at home. So I appreciate that. I am super excited to just get this knee feeling better. I am so ready. And he said, oh, it'll be a year. I was like, thanks. That's what I wanted to hear, a year. But I'm going to go make me some cucumber salad now because I'm hungry. And those cucumbers were looking mighty good this morning. And so we're just going to keep on growing around here. And again, thank you guys for all that you do to support the channel. And until next time, my friends, remember to drink plenty of water. Oh, I've got props today. Wear that high quality sunscreen. And as always, have a fantastic day and night. Thanks, everybody.